Hello, ladies, gentlemen, whatever else you want to call yourself. Doku has some things he'd like to say about the things that have been going on in this world. Oh, and he wants to talk about probability as well and how possible things might be. All yours, Doku. Good luck.
Oh wow, that's one hell of an intro. Just dropped me in hard, huh?
Yeah, well.
Well, I guess first things first, let's get the elephant out of the room. Uh let's talk about the interesting happenings in the market over the past 24 hours. Is there anything you'd like to say about this Jensen before I really get to it?
Well, yeah. Oh, hey, Miss Murder. Yes, there are things going on. Looks like Game is playing silly bug. Well, people are playing silly buggers with Game, and that is causing, I believe they're called hedge funds, to get absolutely bent sideways and buggered. Now, is this a bad thing? Not even slightly. I think it's hilarious as hell. Is it going to cause problems? Probably. Again, C statement. It's going to be hilarious as hell. So yeah, life's about to get really exciting, and to be honest, dude, I actually do feel sorry for them playing silly buggers with you. Okay, I really do.
Yeah, we'll get to that a little bit later. Needless to say, I am rather perturbed about that. But that that will come later on in the show. But I would like to get this out of the way because I've seen a lot of people talk about it, and as much as they have a loose understanding of what is going on, they don't really seem to fully grasp what is going on. And so I know this is going to come off as me sounding like a pretentious asshole, in which case I'm going to sound like a pretentious asshole. But I do know what I'm talking about in this regards. So I would like to add clarification to this, since, again, there's a lot of people talking about it. And I find I find their explanations lacking. So So a bunch of people on Reddit decided to go out and buy a certain stock, and yeah, it drove the price up, and everybody freaked out, and they froze trading. Yada yada yada. Yeah, we all get that. Do you know why this happened? It. I've only seen one person actually express an understanding of why this happened.
What I know of it is, and I would like it noted, this does not mean I know what I'm talking about, but what I know of it is apparently hedge funds like to buy shares, drop their like minimum prices, make it seem as though they're doing really badly, buy them for as cheap as hell, and then build it up and resell it at a ridiculous amount, i.e., hedge funds. Now, apparently, some people were quite irritated, cough cough, at the hedge funds management and decided to, well, as I so eloquently put it, bend it sideways and bugger it. So yeah, they went from the information that I was heard was something like from $9 a share to over $300 a share. I think it's hilarious, but then again, I'm the guy who actually believes that the only way this world's actually going to really change is if you burn it down and start again.
And I'm not exactly in disagreement, but you're not wrong. There are some more facets to it than that, but I guess I'll start with the basics of short selling and how derivative assets work. And I know this is boring for most people, so just bear with me. So the way a lot of these people made their money, both the hedge funds and the Reddit group that I'm sure we're not allowed to mention, the way they made their money is through trading derivative assets, specifically options. So an options trade works like this. You can either bet that something is going to go up, or you can bet that it's going to go down. And basics of options trading, it's usually 100 shares of whatever, and they have a time frame. So, for example, Jensen, I come to you and I'm going to sell you uh, Doku Incorporated. Well, you could buy Doku Incorporated at $1.
Okay.
Or if there's an option, rather than buying 100 shares of Doku Incorporated at $1, if you think it's going to go up, but you don't want to pay $100 for it, I only got 10, $20. You could buy an option of Doku Incorporated. Now, if you want to bet it's going to go up or down, that determines whether or not you're going to buy a call or a put. A call,
Okay.
you're betting it's going to go up. Put, you're betting it's going to go down. But the fact of the matter is, you don't have to buy 100 shares of it. You can buy the option to either buy or sell it within a set time frame. So in the next 6 months, I bet this is going to go from $1 to $1.20. So I'm going to buy a call option, which gives me the right to buy it at $1. In that 3-month time frame, I can buy this at $1. So you pay, let's say you pay a penny on the share. You pay $10, you have the option, you can buy 100 shares. Let's say Doku Incorporated goes to $1.50. Now you have two choices. You can either sell that option to somebody else, thus giving them the option to buy 100 shares, and you take your profit because it's within the time frame. More time the better, because time decay is a thing.
Yeah.
But you made some money. It doesn't mean you have to actually exercise the option. If you do exercise the option, that means, since I'm the writer, I sold you the option to buy 100 shares. So you exercise that option, you buy 100 shares at $1. You're now working on a 50% profit because it's trading at $1.50. But you get the chance to own those 100 shares. Now that's great if the person like me who wrote the option that you now own, if I own those 100 shares. Let's say I bought them at 80 cents. Well, no skin off my nose. I made my $20. The problem comes in if I sold you that option, but I didn't actually own the stock. Because now I have to go and buy it at $1.50 to sell it to you at $1.50. Which
For no
all of
profit.
us, for a very significant loss.
Yeah.
This is where the dangers of derivative trading really comes in. Now, if you own the shares, like let's say you bought it way back when it was 50 cents, I sold it to you when it's trading at $1, it's trading at $1.50. Guess what? I still made 50 cents. I still made my money. So, all right, yeah, I'm losing out on some profit, but I'm still making some profit. Plus, I made some money by selling you the option in the first place. No biggie, no harm, no foul. I just missed out on some more profit. The problem comes in where I wrote you that option and it wasn't covered. If I own those shares, then it's considered covered because I own it. I don't have to go to the market and then buy it at market value and then sell it to you for a loss. When it's uncovered, you don't own it, which means you have to go to the market and buy it and sell it at a loss because you exercised that option, which is exactly what happened here, where a bunch of hedge funds with millions, billions of dollars dumped a bunch of options on the market, specifically betting something was going to go down, and a bunch of people bought them up. And of course, people see this and they're like, oh, well, crap. A bunch of people are betting it's going to go down. I might as well sell it. And this is relevant, so just bear that in mind. So price is going to go down. We can buy a bunch of shares cheap and stop selling options. There'll be a small float. The time decay will finish off. It'll come to the third Friday of the month, and we can sell it, make some profit. We made the money off selling the options. Rinse, repeat. Well, that's not how this played out, did it?
I don't know what you mean. It appears perfectly normal.
Yeah, so what a bunch of people did is they realized, this is trading low, like below asset value low. Like you could go bankrupt and I would make money buying this stock right now, levels of low. And then they realized, oh, there's a lot of people shorting this stock. And it happens to be, yeah, that group that the left and the right have come to collectively hate. Yeah. Millionaires and billionaires, the type that the GOP and the DNC tend to protect, i.e., the elitist. Well, this group on Reddit became wise to that, and this group happens to, well, like the nuances of investing, as I've just explained. So, what they decided to do was not only were they buying options, but they were also buying the stock dirt cheap. Since,
Yeah.
the big hedge funds and the big banks, the investment banks in particular, they'd driven the price so low. Not only can I buy it at a discount, but I can also start buying the options that are going to force you to sell it to me at a higher price. So not only did they buy the stock at a discount, forcing the price to rise, but they also bought the options, forcing these hedge funds and big banks to buy the stock they did not own at a premium and then sell it to them, thus making them a double-edged profit while completely wiping out all short sell profits that these major hedge funds had put in place. Hence why they're crying like a bunch of bitches. That's what they're upset about. And it boils down to this. When you have 10 people in a room, invite only, smoking $100 cigars, drinking $1,000 bottles of champagne, eating $500 steaks, what do you think they're talking about? Perfectly fine when they do it.
Yeah. I was about to make a stupid comment, but yeah, no, I understand.
It's perfectly fine when they do it. But when you get a bunch of people, just 100,000 of them, with a few $1,000 here, maybe $10,000 there, talking on a public fucking forum that anybody can access, and they all come to a collective consensus of, yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit. If I lose $100, if I lose $1,000, fuck it, why not? No skin off my nose. You get a few 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people that share that same sentiment, and they all collectively do the same thing at the same time. Well, those 10 people smoking their $100 cigars that are selling people garbage that they can't back up because they're bluffing, well, suddenly they start losing a lot of money really fucking quickly.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my second point. Because these people are well established and well connected and have a lot of money, and they start losing a shit ton of money, much to the ire of their clientele, who has a lot more money and a lot more connections. What do you think happens?
Let's go with nothing good.
So all of a sudden, every major media outlet comes out. Oh my God, the market's not acting rationally. It these traders, they don't know what they're doing. They're going to lose their money. We have to freeze trading, pause all trading, stop all trading. It's all going down. It's all crashing. We're losing money. No, you're losing money. We're making money. We're playing by the same fucking rules that you've put in place. The only reason you're pissed off is that you're getting a taste of your own medicine and you don't like it because suddenly that $1 billion doesn't matter for shit. Because all it takes is a billion people with $1 to price your dumbass out of the fucking market. You just happen to get a little too cocky and a little too arrogant to realize maybe we should, I don't know, not bet someone that this is gonna go up without actually holding the stock in the first place. That would be the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
But that's not how hedge funds work, because if you actually did that and you actually acted responsibly, well, that limits your prices. But if you do that, and this is the dirty little secret of how Wall Street works, if you were to do that, well, guess what? You're the safer hedge fund, but you're not the most profitable because well, you're not taking bigger risks. Now, how do you bring in more money? Well, you don't do it by being conservative.
No.
You do it by making bigger profits, bigger gains over and over and over again. And the more millionaires and billionaires you can bring in, well, the more money you have to play with. And yeah, you lose some here, lose some there. But guess what? It doesn't really matter that much as long as you can keep writing options and people can still buy them. And more specifically, as long as you have access to big money clientele, that gives you access to, people who might write an article here, an article there, manipulate some prices, change market sentiment. Like, oh, GameStop's looking a little edgy. I don't know, man. I think they might go bankrupt here. It might go from $10 to $2. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Does it look bad to you? I don't know. Oh, here's a glass of champagne. Oh, well, you're going to write an article tomorrow, right? And what do you think? What is your opinion? You're going to write an op-ed. Oh yeah, maybe I'll write an op-ed about GameStop. The next day, oh yeah, look, GameStop's looking a little edgy. And then everybody who believes what they read in the fucking news goes, oh my God, GameStop, they're looking bad. Oh, look at these numbers. And they sell. And what do you think happens after that?
Well, let's get blunt, okay? Rules for thee and not for me. This is something that a lot of people have been using recently, and that is how things are going to be. They don't, I mean, you're saying about the playing fair and all that sort of thing. Yes, that is exactly what they want us to do. They won't, but that's what they want us to do. How dare we? And yes, I know I'm almost quoting Greta Thunberg here, but how dare we try to have, our own mind? We should go along with what they say, and it's our job just to wave money in their direction as they, sir, yes, sir, can I have pennies, sir?
Oh, and see, that's the funny part, is technically they're playing by the rules, even if they have a unfair handicap. But we're playing by the rules as well. They just don't like it because they're on the losing end. Now, I could, let's say I had a much larger following on Twitter than I actually do. I could easily come out and say, huh, yeah, GameStop looks a little oversold. That could easily sway the opinions of thousands. I mean, I have over 1,000 followers on Twitter. I don't know why. But me saying something like that on Twitter could sway the opinions of Thousands. Sure, I
Yeah.
can say it. I'm not saying you should buy it or sell it. It's just my opinion. The same way that if I'm a $1 billion hedge fund manager, I could talk to my friend who's a writer for CNBC and say, yeah, GameStop looks a little oversold. They could do the same fucking thing. They're not breaking any rules. Neither am I. It's just they have access to a much larger network of people. And it's one that, that there's a reason that CNN says they're the most trusted name in news because people eat that shit up. But that's really what it boils down to. They don't directly have to do anything. They just have to drop a little nugget of information here, a little nugget of information there. Their friends and media pick it up. They run with the story, and the snowball continues to roll and grow. And this is how it's worked, pretty much since the 80s.
All right.
Hence why they're so pissed off. Because with distrust in media and distrust in politicians, who are the ones that back these people up, because I guarantee you, mark my words, because of all of this that's happened, they're going to go running to the SEC. And when the SEC says, well, they didn't do anything wrong, they're going to go running to the politicians through special interest groups, super PACs, et cetera, et cetera. And they're going to want regulations put in place, specifically on social media. You thought it was bad that you're getting banned for having wrongthink? You thought wearing a red hat with some white letters on it was bad. Wait until you start saying hashtag short Amazon.
Oh, that's going to go well.
But that's really what it boils down to. It doesn't have anything to do with the fact, like, yesterday they were already trying to claim this whole buy GameStop and buy AMC. It's like, it's Trumpism and it's hate speech. Like, that might work on idiots who are just focusing on the political narrative. But we're literally talking about people who are deciding to buy a stock of their own volition. Explain to me again how buying stock in GameStop is hate speech.
Come on, dude. You know that they're going to call it white supremacy soon. They have called, and I quote, global warming is now white supremacy.
Oh, the more hilarious thing is they already tried to blame it on Gamergate. It's like, I don't know about you, but the majority of people I know that are gamers don't follow the stock market. They're too busy playing video games.
I can literally name one person that does. You might want to raise your hand about now.
Well, I guess I'll go ahead and take that one.
Okay. Seriously, one person that I can think of is you. Otherwise, no.
Yeah, none of my friends that play video games follow the stock market. My friend that plays FIFA like it's crack comes to me when he wants stock market advice. Because I know everyone says, like, oh, it's a casino. Well, it kind of is, but that's not the way I view it. That's just the way it's been set up. But again, those aren't my rules. Those are the rules that are set up by the people who, well, have created these derivative assets, which, going back to 2008, do you know what caused the 2008 financial collapse in the United States? Giving bad loans to people who could not afford to pay them back. And when they couldn't afford to pay them back, the banks came in and bought the properties for pennies on the dollar. It's no different than short selling. Now, this makes the transfer of wealth and makes banks and all their investors and everybody else really rich and a lot of other people very poor. Except there's a key difference. when it comes to buying a mortgage, well, you're now tied into a property, you have closing costs, everything like that. Yeah. Little more of a financially, no pun intended, taxing endeavor. Buying an option, on the other hand, especially when you just got a brand new stimulus check, not exactly so expensive. So a bunch of people decided to take that stimulus check and go, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to buy an option. Because again, thankfully, due to zero commission trading platforms such as Robinhood and social media being the wealth of information that it is, don't exactly have to go through a broker, don't exactly have to have minimum account values, don't exactly have to pay commission on your trades. So sure, fuck it. This was $600 I didn't have. Government already told me I'm out of work anyways. Screw it. I'm gonna bet the $600 on fucking GameStop because I read something on Reddit. So you know what they did? Exactly that. And you know what it did? It drove the price up and it squeezed all the fucking big hedge fund managers and all the short sellers out of the fucking market and it forced them a loss. I think there's already one hedge fund that already had to declare bankruptcy in 24 fucking hours. And literally 24 fucking hours ago, they were worth over $1 billion. They're gone. Bye. Poof. Literally wiped out of the market in 24 hours by a bunch of fucking scrubs on a Reddit forum who had no more than a few $100 to their name, maybe a few thousand. It's kind of amazing what a few 10, 100,000 people can do with just a couple dollars to their name when pitted against one or two large entities. Now, isn't it?
Well, technically, you could say that the stimulus checks are to fault for this, which means the people that gave the stimulus checks, i.e., Biden's lot, are to fault. So technically, Biden did this. Just enjoy that as a mental image.
You could definitely make that argument, but the bigger argument is it's really just the people. It's the people on Wall Street and Capitol Hill because there's a clip that's been floating around between Jim Cramer, he's a CNBC correspondent, and somebody else. And he made a statement that I found concerning. His argument was that, well, we don't know if this is market manipulation. You know, we don't have power of attorney. We can't subpoena these people. We don't know what they would do. We don't know why they're doing this. Excuse me, Sir Zip Up Glasses Head. It's on a public internet forum. You can go ahead and see exactly what the hell they're talking about. You can see exactly what they want to do, exactly why they intend to do it, and exactly what their intentions are. They didn't do anything illegal, but yet you want to make it illegal. Why? Because it doesn't play in favor for you. And that's really what this boils down to. People figured out the game, they figured out how to play it, and you realize you can't fucking just shove someone off to the side and be like, oh, go talk to your financial advisor. You know, well, this is risky, derivative assets. Yeah, don't buy options. That's risky. You could lose everything. You should just buy and hold and just stay in the market. Your money will be safe. Your money will be fine. In the meantime, all these people are owning shares. We'll go ahead and write an option against it and we'll sell it to somebody else who actually is trading options and we don't actually own it, but somebody does own it. So, that shows up on the statistics and we can say there's that many shares that are being held by this many people, you people that we're telling to hold these shares and buy them, they'll pay you a dividend, be happy with your breadcrumbs. And we'll go ahead and make thousands, if not millions, if not billions of dollars and continue the cycle going over and over and over again. Until people realized exactly what the fuck you were doing, and oh, by the way, I can play that same fucking game too.
What have I said about people going around thinking for themselves? They're not allowed to do it. Stop thinking and just do what your betters tell you.
And so, what's the first thing that happened once, the hedge fund managers start proverbially making brown in their panties? Well, we're going to have to shut down this Reddit. We're going to have to start printing out a bunch of articles. We're going to have to start talking about how this is scary and how the market is not acting rationally and how all these people are just risking their money and they could lose it all and it's so dangerous and they shouldn't be doing this. Oh, you you mean the same thing that you guys did in 2008 that caused one of the second worst financial collapses, if not the worst financial collapse that this country has ever seen in its entire history, and yet you didn't learn anything because you got bailed out by the fucking government, the same people that you give money to fucking enact laws that that prevent small us little plebeian little people from engaging in the same market activities that you do while at the same time benefiting you? Huh.
As Miss Murderer said, I think the Dodge meme, why won't you let me win, fits in here. And I agree.
It It really does, actually.
It
Quite
does, doesn't it?
it's quite perfect. It
Yeah.
Except the thing is, Dodge wouldn't have thrown such a fucking temper tantrum like these assholes are.
No.
But yeah, that's the reason they're upset. They're upset because people have realized how the game works. They can't take them for a ride anymore. And here's the other there's three sides to this trident. One, they're losing money because again, they're a small group of people, but guess what? They're a small group of people. A large group of people with not a lot of money can still price them out of the fucking market.
Yeah.
So they can't compete against that. So number two, well, we can try to scare people and manipulate people through the media. Well, that's not working because guess what? People don't fucking trust the media.
I
Especially not
wonder
now.
why. I wonder why. I can't imagine. I mean, what is it CNN says? Trusted? Everyone should just listen to them. Why is it people won't do that? Oh, I can't guess. Oh, by the way, sarcasm sign, just in case. Carry on.
Just in case. But yeah, the third prong of this trident is, well, I don't need a broker. I don't need a minimum account value. I don't need to pay commission. I can actually do this all on my own, be profitable at it, which starts building up confidence. And not only does that hurt the hedge funds because they start losing money because they're getting squeezed out of the market because fuck you, it also starts hurting the banks because self-made millionaires in the stock market start paying off their debts and no student loan, no mortgage, no car payment. Yeah, sure, I'll pay your property tax, I'll pay your sales tax, that's fine. But guess what? The banks can't loan you money at interest anymore now, can they? You can print as much money as you want. The banks will collapse if they can't loan you money. So,
Just a moment. I've been given this by Miss Murder. The word trusted has an asterisk next to it. Now, isn't that interesting that they're doing that? But what they really mean is it is trusted by two people. They're not saying it's trusted by any more, but it's trusted by two. Yeah, no. Okay, just no. It's like the BBC over here. Nobody believes them. Nobody trusts them. Quite literally, why are you still here?
on complete side note, guess who was looking at buying CNN?
Oh no, no! Please
Uh,
don't say.
I'll give you a hint.
Don't say
It's
BBC. Yeah.
Oh no, lucky for you, it's not the BBC. But it,
Oh,
it is a it is a guy who owns a company that operates pretty much off warehouses.
oh God.
He
No.
also owns the Washington Post, which has a contract with the CIA.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Bezos was looking at buying CNN.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't see why people won't trust them. It seems perfectly reasonable. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah, most trusted name in news. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, we'll see how long that Ponzi scheme lasts. We have a
Yeah.
contract with the CIA, and we own the Washington Post, and we also I don't know how high is Amazon stock gone ever since COVID came about. Gee,
Worse than that, isn't it?
yeah.
It's almost like they're getting some sort of, oh, I don't know, what's the word? Oh, I know what it is. Kickback.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and here's the other fun part. Did you hear about Amazon encouraging their employees to not vote by mail?
Well, you mean the trusted thing, the thing that is supposed to be utterly safe? That, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Now Amazon is not only trying to discourage their workers from unionizing, but they're also encouraging their workers to vote in person. And I'll give you one guess as to the reason why.
oh, it can't be for safety reasons because, after all, voting by mail is perfectly safe. I mean, even YouTube thinks it's perfectly safe, and anyone that disagrees deserves punishment.
Not according to Amazon, the company that owns the Washington Post, owned by Jeff Bezos, who's looking to buy CNN, who has given donations to the Biden campaign, Act Blue, and the Clinton Foundation.
But
It's
that's
definitely not
heresy,
secure.
sir. Heresy. How dare they? They can't say things like that. YouTube knows what it's talking about, and no one should argue with YouTube. Again,
Not
that
not
doesn't
according to
change.
Jeff Bezos, owner of Amazon, that owns Washington Post, that has a contract with the CIA, that gave donations to Act Blue and also the Biden campaign.
Well, all I can say is he's obviously going to be shut down off of social media because, after all, YouTube would never do anything bad, would it?
Oh no, never. It's not like YouTube would have any $100 cigar, $400 steaks, $1,000 champagne, closed door meetings, meeting with I don't know, the heads of Facebook, Amazon, Twitter, Apple. It that would never happen. The same way that Goldman Sachs, MSNBC, CNN, uh, any number of political pundits would never meet under the same circumstances, talking about what or what not is the best economic future for the country, while also at the same time talking about trying to I don't know, censor speech, especially amongst Reddit, especially when a Reddit group decides that they want to try to squeeze out hedge funds when they decide that, you know what, we're going to go ahead and buy a stock rather than sell it because fuck your news.
Isn't it a good job we trust all of these big corporations? It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's almost like they're all part of the same invite only club, isn't it?
Well. Obviously, they're only doing it to help each other out. I mean, they're not doing it to try and, screw over the little guy. They're just helping out their friends. And after all, there's nothing wrong with helping your friends, is there?
I mean, it's definitely not bad, especially when these people have connections with, I don't know, people who might have access to, let's say, a company like TD Ameritrade or Charles Schwab that sits there and also has connections to, say, Fox News, Fox Business News, CNBC, MSNBC, CNN, and they tell me that, oh my god, you can't buy GameStop. You're an illiterate investor. You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to lose your money. We have to stop this. We have to freeze trading because it this is irrational. We can't allow this to happen. You're going to lose your money. Please stop. Don't do this. Hmm.
Let's be honest, okay? It won't be long, as in, I'm expecting it to happen at any time, that using the term GameStop on YouTube is going to get banned. it's going to get you automatically shut down. Why? Because, well, they don't want people using the name, bring it to people's attention. You can see it happening as well, can't you?
I actually expected.
Yeah. Hell, if this stream actually gets to go out, I'll be shocked. I'm nobody, and it's still probably going to get shut down.
Well, the one thing I find most amusing about all of this, well, I have two more points to talk about. The first one being, the whole thing about, oh, all these illiterate investors, the market acting in irrational ways. You mean like when oil went fucking negative? Yeah, explain that one to me, Sherlock. Oh, and by the way, I was betting money that oil was going to go down. And you want to know how I got dicked over on that one?
Is it because they destroyed the entire company, or at least moved things around so you wasn't going to get anything whatsoever?
Oh, well, they said they were shutting down the fund after having moved all assets out of said fund on the same day they announced it.
Trusted individuals. How can anybody question them?
I mean, at that point in time, I might as well just hold it. And that was the smart move to do, because had I sold it, I actually would have made, well, I would have retained less money. So the smart thing to do was actually just to hold it, ironically enough. But that's another secret they don't want to tell you, because there's always still some asset values they can't quite liquidate. So rather than being left with 30 cents, I was left with $600. Guess how much it was worth before that announcement?
Go.
$13,000.
Ow! Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and you want to know what they did prior to that announcement?
Go.
The same thing that they're doing today, where they froze trading for 30 days.
Oh, that.
Why? Because they needed the 30 days to move their assets out of that fucking out of that fucking that vessel. That's what they called them.
Mm-hmm.
That asset vessel. They needed the 30 days to liquidate the assets and move it into something else without the market being able to capitalize on it. So they froze trading for 30 days. Why? Because fuck you. That's why.
And again, we're back to trusted. Well, yeah.
It's almost like what happened this morning, Chins. It's it's almost like I went to go sell a uh, a double long in silver, and lo and behold, it was up $250 on an $1,800 investment, and I went to go sell it. And at first, it was uh, technical difficulties. Call this number for assistance.
Gasp.
And no, so I tried to go ahead and do it again. Well, and then it was, this functionality is not available. What do you mean this functionality is not available? It not due to high traffic or not due to, well, anything really. It's just this functionality is not available. And I want you to think very closely about what that means. What you're telling me is that through my own voluntary volition, I have bought something and now I want to sell it. Now I can't sell it, not because there's some sort of glitch in the matrix, or the internet is down, or a reasonable explanation. Which, by the way, it was at the time I tried to do this, it was up 13%, and by the time this went through, it was down to 9. So that $250-ish went down to like 140. So $100 gone like that. Not really even worth selling at that point in time. Might as well hold it. Silver, it's going to go up because we like to print fucking money now, don't we? But that's neither here nor there. But it's the language. This functionality is not available. In typical financialese fashion, essentially what they're saying is you can't sell it because the sell function isn't working. Why? Well, we don't know. Call this number. Oh, by the way, Jensen, I do remember saying that in their notice. They also said the phone lines were down, didn't they?
How about that?
Pretty sure they
This
did.
Oh no, you did. You did. This is absolutely stunning. It's almost like, oh, I don't know. You'd be incapable of communicating with them, but they would never do anything like that. Again, sarcasm sign.
Oh, and it's funny that by the time I actually got my sell order to go through, the price had already dropped by 4%. Funny
Mm-hmm.
that considering it's at such a high volume and the phones are down, and it's not like I'm trading game. I don't know if I can say this word stop on YouTube, or AM, the once movie theater C, or I don't know. I'm not even trading those companies. I'm trading a commodity. I'm trading silver, but I can't trade that because the functionality is down and I need to call for assistance, but also the phone lines are down. But then once the price retracts by 4, 5-ish%, then oh look, it goes through, no problem, no error messages whatsoever. Oh, it's not like the market is manipulated at all. Gee.
The more we hear it, the worse it's getting. I mean, let's be completely honest. Okay, this world is really in a bad state. And as much as I'm sitting here taking the mickey out of it, I don't actually think that there is anything passing an easy fix for this. So I don't know what the world's going to do, and I wish it all the best.
Yeah, that's the scary part, is because you can only keep the Ponzi scheme going for so long. And just with this latest little example of, oh no, you can't play by the same rules that we play by. Oh, but yeah, we figured out how the game is played, and we're going to play by the same rules. And oh, by the way, there's more of us, and amongst that pool of people, there's people that are actually better at it than you. So you're not quite as smart, not quite as elite as you think you are. And well, we can't have that. So we're going to have to shut you down. We're going to have to use, I don't know, Discord getting rid of your server, shut down your Reddit forum. And that didn't work. Well, now we're just going to have to shut down your ability to engage in the market altogether. Kind of sounds like, oh, what was it? Hold on, let me think. I'm pretty sure I remember some similar rhetoric coming out of a certain political ideology. It wasn't left-leaning
Yeah.
or it wasn't right-leaning, but I do believe it was coming out of Fox News and also CNN and MSNBC, and it was supported by some Republicans at the same time. I believe it had something to do with labeling certain people threats or domestic big T words, and I don't know, maybe having to put them on like a Santa Claus thing, the names on a piece of paper. maybe having to re-educate them, or just worst case scenario, I don't know, just ostracize them from society, because clearly they're not working to benefit anybody else. I mean, God forbid that somebody take their own money and actually, try to earn a living and not have to pay their dues to someone who's actually done absolutely nothing in their entire life to earn a damn thing. How horrible would that be? You got to pay the tax collector. How dare you actually live a self-sustaining, self-sufficient life and not have to pay interest on it? Huh.
And Doku the sarcasm sign so as he can wave it around a bit.
But I think it's funny that people like me are being labeled as trumpets or maggots or things like that. It, you do realize what I'm railing against, right? Aren't you the same guys that hate corporatists and billionaires and elites and support socialism and communism and Medicare for all? Shouldn't I be on your side? Shouldn't you be on my side? Because I'm actually railing against the people who are trying to siphon off my own wealth, because I kind of want to keep it. But I get the itching suspicion that no one thought about anything logically and just thought, well, man make mean tweets. Mean tweet man bad. Mean tweet man out of office. Real pressure man good. Uh you know who his supporters and backers are, right? Are you guys paying attention, or are you just dumb? Because I'm not sure which. This is either the greatest troll in history, or we really are doomed as a species. I'm not sure which it is, but I'll buckle up, because if I can watch $13,000 go to $600 in 3 months, I could sure as hell watch this country burn and not give a damn. But hey, Beto, come take them.
Oh, I'm assuming you heard about Texas.
What about Texas? The overturning of the the executive order that Prussia didn't read.
How about the fact that Texas wants to leave? Hello, MC. Yes, Texas wants to leave the United States of America.
To be blunt, can you blame them? I mean, they've been talking about that for a while, and so has Northern and Eastern California. Which, again, can you blame them?
No, they've apparently filed paperwork. This is me. I don't know much about it, but that means something to you guys?
I believe that word begins with an S.
Does it have something to do with sucking? A suck session? No, I can't remember what it would mean, but yeah, that's right.
I believe it's definitely a sucking session.
Yes, that's what I thought it was. I'm glad I understand. Me being English, we don't understand anything like this. So, yeah. I'm assuming you heard about that then.
Well, it's not like we wouldn't mobilize the National Guard or anything and, turn the U.S. military against its own citizens. Oh, wait.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
It's not like we would ever do that. It's not like we mobilized 30,000 plus troops to defend an event that nobody attended because it was frickin' broadcast over the damn internet because of a virus that I don't know what's the survival rate at this point in time. I don't know, roughly the flu, according to Dr. Fauci, by the way.
But don't forget,
I'm quoting the science. Jensen, I need to make sure that YouTube understands. I'm quoting Dr. Fauci. It's roughly the same.
And to quote him, please remember this: America should just shut up and do what it's told. It's a good job America's so good at doing what it's told. I mean, last time this was suggested was by some British guy, and didn't you guys get a bit irritated about that? I think it was, oh, what was it? The War of Indy. Oh, it can't be important. Must have been the Civil War.
Yeah, something like that. It's almost like we're so good at doing what we're told that when for our own good, that when we start saying the wrong things, they actually have to ban us and shut us down and try to. Our speech is just so absolutely dangerous that they just have to silence us for our own good. Yeah, because clearly they know better. What do I know?
We are but peasants to these greater beings. Just remember this. Know your place, sir. Know your place.
Well, apparently I don't have much of a fucking choice since I don't know. I can be denied access to services that I have voluntarily engaged in. I've abided by all laws, abided by all terms of services, and they can just say, yeah, but no.
Yeah.
That should kind of concern people a little bit, don't you think?
Hey, I'm fully expecting to get kicked off, so I don't consider this a surprise in all honesty. But you said you had a couple of other things you wanted to talk about. Anything else?
No, I think the sarcasm pretty much sums it up.
No. It's only a sarcasm sign. We would never use sarcasm. After all, we're good zomzoms. I mean, we're good boys, aren't we?
I would absolutely never, never, ever, ever in a million years on my unborn unicorn mother's grave engage in such a horrible thing as sarcasm. That is that is just cruel and unicornophobic, and I I I I side by all my single horned or single horn identifying peoples. It
That's
I
better.
I will walk the rainbow with you in solidarity.
Okay, that's just enough. There's only so much even I can deal with. It's getting ridiculous. But basically, yeah, the world's screwed. The corporations are telling people what to do, and I'm just going to say again, the world's screwed. So this is a nice little update. If you haven't worked this out by now, honestly, where have you been? Okay, seriously, people, you can see what the world is doing. You don't have to keep an eye on politics. You literally just have to read the paper and try not to laugh.
Before
Is
you
that
hop
right?
off, Jensen. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right. You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. And before you go, uh, there's no word of the day. There's no word of the week. There's no word of the month. There's not even a word of the year. But for the next 2 years, I told you so.
That's fair. Okay, well, thank you for turning up, those that did. I hope you had a little chuckle at the complete honesty we used. Is there any final words you would like to use, Doku? If not, I'll prepare to leave.
Well, I hope Elon Musk starts the lottery soon because Mars is looking better and better by the day.
Oh, yes. Okay, then. I hope you all enjoyed yourself, whatever you choose to be. Have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye, all.